Okay, Sports Matters TV in association with Wrestle Slam the podcast. And guys, it doesn't get bigger and better than this. A man that I've interviewed many times over the years. We had a great interview in New Orleans many years ago. But NIC NEMETH, welcome to Sports Matters again. How have you been, my man?
I've been fantastic. I'm trying to figure out what year that was in New Orleans, but I always mix up all the stuff. But no, I love it. I live for it. I'm the happiest guy and the luckiest guy in the world. I'm the friggin' world champion of one of the hottest friggin' wrestling promotions in the world, and we got a big year coming up, bigger than ever. And I'm nervous for it, excited, and happy. This is the best. Because it could be one of those times where I could be like, oh, I'm 40 plus years old. You know, my knee hurts, my back hurts. It's hard to get out of bed. You know, instead, I feel like I'm 25 years old. I'm in the best shape of my life, putting on some of the best matches. I may do this for 20 more years. Who's to say?
Why not? What's it like to be the best in the world, Nick? You are the best.
Well, I mean, I don't put it on a t-shirt or anything, but I don't know anyone who's challenged me on the mic and in the ring and doing the interviews and doing behind the scenes and checking the data and talking to fans and talking to people and stealing the show. I don't know anyone who's done it as consistently as me or ever will again.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I don't think there will be. We have to speak, obviously, all things TNA. You are the World Heavyweight Champion. It's a prestigious accolade that you deserve. But let's talk a guy that is going to challenge you very soon, Joe Hendry. What's your thoughts on Joe Hendry, first of all? And look, he proposes a decent challenge to you.
Of course he does. Much like I've said before, there's times where you have like a flash in the pan or someone getting their 15 minutes of fame or somebody who just goes viral with something. And there was an organic following for Joe, plus his music videos, plus his songs, plus everyone talking about it, plus him going to NXT and get the most clicks over even WrestleMania for WWE. So there's this huge storm. And I've said this a million times before. It's like, I've seen 100 of these guys come and 100 of them go. And in this case, when it comes to Joe, not only did he do all those things, organically get people cheering for him and chanting for him, he had his shot at the world title. It didn't come through. Now, on the cusp of all the moments and songs and viral pieces and clicks, he's now gone to the back of the line, started over from scratch, from match 1 to match 2, and he has now earned a rightful spot to fight for the TNA World title. So these two worlds are colliding, Jerry. You know what I mean? They're coming through here, and it's not some flash in the pan, and who knows if he can back it up, but everyone's cheering for him. Okay, I guess he's fighting for the title. It is viral star meeting deserving wrestling star. Now let's see with this perfect storm if he can beat one of the greatest of all time. Sorry, I'm not going to hand it over to him. I would be doing a disservice to the title, to the people who came before me, to TNA. If I go, well, everyone's cheering for him, I guess I should lose. Are you crazy? Can you imagine like the Dallas Cowboys losing the Super Bowl? It was like, well, not they'd be in the Super Bowl, but you know what I mean? And it's like, I'm going to lose this game because everyone's cheering for the other guys. Like I'm blown away by the response. I feed off of it, and I know he's going to be feeding off of it when it comes down to this match at Genesis, and that could be the factor that determines him winning and actually having his moment.
I love it. And we have to speak of fan base, Nick. We were blessed to have you over here in Ireland a few months ago at OTT Over the Top Wrestling in Dublin.
Hell yeah.
Instant sellout. But there's a guy I want to ask you about, the guy you faced, Mr. LJ Cleary. Now, we're dying to see an Irishman in TNA. Would you like to see LJ cross over and make that move to TNA? Is that something you'd be all for?
Of course. And normally, if I haven't been in the ring with someone, I'd be like, I don't know, man. I can take people's word for it, but I'm not putting my name on the line here. But someone who I saw what he went through, I saw how hard he's worked, and it got to pay it off. And like, not the ultimate payoff was a match with me, but he paid it off there and continues to grow. And that's someone like there's so many people for years that I didn't know existed or what they were doing because I was focused on just being in WWE and focusing on my stuff. And now there's people all over the world that I'm like, oh my God, you got to see this guy. I go back to TNA, you got to see this guy. Cleary was an absolute pleasure to work with. He's great. He's only going to get better. He's so much younger than me, so he's got time. But man, he was crushing it. And not just you can be good or you can have the crowd cheer for you, but when you have both of those things, He's got the crowd behind him. They know his story, and he was delivering in the ring. And I go, sky's the limit for this kid. I'm rooting for him.
It is. And you had a great week in Ireland. Obviously, you had the stand-up comedy show. How did the Irish people treat you? Obviously, much love there.
It was great. And as usual, I'm not an actual professional comedian. I'm a big phony, but also I'm amateur. But yeah, it's going well when chugging a Guinness gets the biggest cheer of the evening over any of my jokes and stories. So throughout the course of the 30 minutes, I think I chugged 4 or 5 of them. And then that was what everybody's going to remember from my stand-up set was cheering and cheering me as I drank my Guinness. So it was a really fun time to be there. I had an absolute blast. Anytime I can get up on a stage and try and tell jokes and tell some fun stories or make fun of Zack Ryder and The Miz, it's the best.
It is always the best. Now, you know what I mean? We have to say you've been in this game a long time, but you look, you know what I mean, refreshed. You know what I mean? We're seeing a different you these last 12 months plus, but obviously you still have that hunger. You know what I mean? You're the best in the world, in our opinion. And look, 20 more years to go. That's what you said. That's what we want to see.
It really could be. And it's weird because there's not like so many people, they leave WWE like, oh, the chains are off. No, I'm great at wrestling. I love this. I'm now doing it in a different venue, and having a few more opportunities isn't always the case. But at the moment I struck when I could. When I went to TNA, I said, I don't want to be anywhere near the world title for 6 months, a year, maybe longer. I want to earn it. I don't just want to go, hey, remember me from 10 years ago? I get a title shot, right? That crap doesn't fly with me, and it's not good for anybody. It's not good for the company or any trajectory that we're on. But even though I was forced into a match a couple months in, 6-7 months in, and then making my way through a multi-man match and then becoming champion and then defending it constantly, I'm the happiest and luckiest guy in the world. I get to do that all the time. I have to try and outdo the rest of the card on these pay-per-views. I've said this a million times. I used to come back through Gorilla and go follow that MFers and throw something. And I knew they couldn't follow me. And now I'm the guy in the main event, 5 of the last 6 pay-per-views. And they're stealing the show from match 1 to the X Division match, to the women's title match, to the tag match. And I'm like, oh my God, it's up to me to go out there and steal the show from a show stealing card. And it pushes me to be that much better. And it's not just me, obviously, it's my opponent also. But in my head, I go, this is on you. You're the champ. They just saw an awesome card in 7 for 7 matches, and you're going to send them home with a stinker or an okay match? They're not coming back. We're in 2025. We're going to some big ass venues. We're going to big arenas. We're talking some big trash. We got to back it up. So it has helped me back it up in that main event scene. But I'm telling you, there is going to be something special at Genesis with myself and Joe Hendry. I don't know what's going to happen. I feel very confident, but I know he's backed into a corner here. This might be his only shot. And when you have that, when you're backed into a corner, sometimes you just get that extra will. It's like a mom picking up a car off her son or something in the middle of a moment. Like, you have those moments to where you become superhuman and you feed off the energy of the crowd. And it's so hard to explain with science, but man, it's going to be special because I'm not going to be outdone. And I know he knows this could be his last shot at a world title. So it's all on the line, man.
Exciting times. We're looking forward to January 2025. Also, make sure for all the fans out there, TNA Plus. But Nick, it's an honor as always. We'll catch you in Ireland next year, my man. Thank you for your time as always, and we'll see you soon.
Looking forward to it. Love Ireland, man. I've had a blast for 21 years of going there. I hope I get to go every year. Luckiest guy in the world. I will travel there anytime you guys want. I'll see you soon.
We respect it. Thank you, Nick.